Good God almighty, that's the biggest fish I've ever seen in an inland lake right there. That is the biggest fish I've ever seen in this lake.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Darian is Fishing, and today I am gonna share with you some of the videos that didn't make the cut for the last video that I made, the bed fishing video. I caught several fish that day. Not all of them made it to that video, so I just wanted to be able to share those because there's some really cool fish catches. And so this video is gonna have all of the fish catches, not all of them, but most of them, that I did not put in the last video. Also gonna walk you through, do a voiceover on kind of what I was thinking, what I was looking at, some of the little tricks I do, a lot of people do too, of how I get those fish to bite and just kind of trigger them right there at the end before they feel like biting. So anyhow, really quickly, I wanted to show you this package that I got from Reaction Innovations. I can't show you, they got a new bait coming out. It's in this bag right here. But man, this thing is, if you look hard enough on Instagram, you can find it. There's one leaked picture of this thing, but it's legit, it's super legit. But anyhow, I'm going to get that out of the way for a second. Can't show it to you just yet. I am going to be fishing with it next week though. Me and Houston are going to Lake Fork. So really quickly, I wanted to show you all a few things from Reaction. First off, there's our new packaging, which is pretty sharp. But this Man Bear Pig, I wanted to show you the Man Bear Pig. It's a creature bait, pretty sharp little bait. You can see here it's got a little, like when you rig it, it's got this thing on the head right there, so that your hooks, like nothing gets hung up on the line tie, which is pretty cool. That's a cool little bait. Good for Carolina rigging, pitching around, Texas rigging it. I really like that one so far. Also really good on a football jig trailer. That's what I've used it the most for. There's a Man Bear Pig, but I also wanted to show you this guy right here. This is Sweet Beaver Magic Crawl Red. As you can see, it's really natural looking. It's got brown, it's got a light color of blue on the side, and it's got like a watermelon red on top. Just a really good natural looking color. It's not the easiest to see in the water. A lot of times I like to use white because you can see it easy on the bed, but sometimes white doesn't get the best reaction. So I think this really natural color, man, they bit really quickly. This is the setup I was using. It's a 3/8 ounce tungsten weight pegged with a 4/0 EWG super line hook. Really beefy hook. I was using 20-pound line, so I wasn't scared to set the hook really hard on this hook because it doesn't have it doesn't flex really at all. And then also there's one fish that I catch on this video where every time I pitch something on the bed, they would not bite, but they would bite the shaky head. And so you'll see that fish catch at the end, but just wanted to show you the rig that I've got. This is a Reaction Innovations Flirt Worm, and it's on the new Luke Clausen Shaky Head by Dirty Jigs. And you can see right there, it's just a regular old ball head style jig head, and yeah, that's it right there, green pumpkin. So those are the two main baits that I use. I pitched this white Sweet Beaver around a little bit. This is white trash. I also pitched a Zoom Super Hog around a little bit too, but anyhow, those are the rigs I use mostly. So now I just wanted to show you those really quickly just because I didn't really cover that the best in the other video. So now I'm going to take you into the editing room where I get all my editing done, and I'm going to do the voiceover for this video right now. Alright, so now we're in the editing room. This room is a mess. Like, we got to get this kind of straightened out. So laptop, computer, I've got this big charger thing that's really cool, I like a lot. I got a good system here. It's just kind of a mess because this bed's here, which is, I don't want that there. I want a couch there, and I want a coffee table, and I want a shelf there instead of just piling stuff on the floor. And yeah, that's about it. But anyhow, I really enjoy this space. I got a window here so I can kind of have some fresh air in, fresh light in, and just really put in a lot of work. Now we'll jump into this edit, do a little voiceover, and show you how I caught the fish on bed last week in Alabama. On this particular fish catch, I pitch all the way up past the bait. I actually land the bait on the bank, and I keep the rod in my left hand real strong, that way you have a lot of power still, but I use my right hand and particularly my pointer finger to just move that line, just barely move that line. You're shaking the bait a bunch, but you're not pulling the bait a lot. And so I do that to keep the bait on the bed, but still being able to move it a lot. Now right here, I want you to see that I got the fish kind of worked up, and you can't really tell, but right on this movement I do right here, I actually swiped the bait into the fish and I hit it. Now this was the first bedfish I caught of the day, the first one I saw of the day. You can see I'm looking at it, I get up real high on my tiptoes, I'm looking down at the fish, and I see it bite, but I swing too early. You gotta watch, don't just watch, because as soon as he eats it, not always do they have it. Give him a second. Crawl red, EWG hook today. Now right here, I missed the fish again, but I want you to see that I pitched all the way up to the bank. That's really important. Make sure you pitch way out in front of the bed. That way you don't spook the fish. Don't just land it on top of the bed. I pitched to the bank. I dragged the bait in. That way you're not making a big splash. Although I do miss this one. The pitch was good. Now watch this on this chesty shot right here. You can see as I pitch all the way to the bank and then drag it off. Oh, that's a penalty in MLF. Oh, not on my phone. Look how red our eyes are. I was always told that means they're spawning. When their eyes are red, they're spawning. Little tiny fish, but hey, first fish I saw on bed today. And that's fun. I don't care who you are, that's fun. Now right here, I found a fish on bed. I pitched to it, and it bites the very first pitch. Miss. I was watching the fish. I didn't let it eat long enough when I swung, because I actually hit the fish. I stuck the fish for just a second. I pitched at this fish for 20 minutes after this and never had an opportunity to catch it. And I actually went back the next day and still couldn't catch this fish because she just wouldn't bite again. It was really, I guess since I stuck her that one time and didn't catch it, that she just wasn't going to bite again. But right here, I want you to see as I look to my right, I've been fishing at this bedfish in front of me to the left, and as I look to my right, I notice another fish pitch straight over to it, and it bites the first cast. After I had just missed the one before, I made sure that one got it good. Make sure she got it. It was a little fish, but still a ton of fun to go bed fishing. Inside the tree. That's the one I just hung. Yeah. That was cool. He bit first flip. Right there. Now on this next clip, I want you to notice I'm going down the bank and I'm looking for bedfish. You can see I've got this on, let's fast forward by the way too, but I'm looking for bedfish and just kind of burning down the bank, trying to stay a little bit quiet, but moving pretty quickly. And then right here, I see one on bed. I pitch to it, but I notice the boat is gonna get way too close. So you can see I turn the trolling motor and just give it a little kick out. That way the boat goes in the direction of the bank and I'm not gonna get on top of that fish and spook it. You know, you can see right here that the boat is now completely directed away from the bank that the fish was on. It's headed across the pocket, which works perfectly for me because the fish never knew I was there, or at least didn't negatively react to me being there, and then let this happen right here. Now, it's not a giant, but bed fishing is so much fun. That's one thing that most anglers live for this time of year, where you get to look at them and catch them, turn them back so they can go finish their spawn, but it's just a kind of a one-on-one battle with a fish that you can see, which is a ton of fun. A 3/8 ounce tungsten weight. I'm using a little bit bigger than I normally would just to keep it on bottom. The banks are really steep, so with a light weight, it wants to just fall over the bed. So using a little bit heavier weight than I normally do. Reaction Innovations, Sweet Beaver. EWG hook is a 4/0 Superline hook, and the beaver that I've been using on every single fish I've caught has been this one right here. Magic Crawl Red. If you have a problem catching bedfish, I would really suggest trying this one because it's worked really, really well for me. But I'm going to keep going at it. I don't have a ton of time left to be here, but there's so many fish on the bank. Again, that fish was right at the base of a tree. There's another one at that base of the tree. There's another one at that base of the tree. There's so many, and they're all the bases of the tree. So if you're going bed fishing, keep an eye on it because that really, really does make a difference. This scene right here is pretty cool because I talk about colors. Right here I'm pulling off a California 420 Sweet Beaver and putting on a Pearl Super Hog by Zoom, and I pitch it around for a while. I had already pitched the 420 around for a while. I pitched this white around for a while, no reaction at all. So I sit down, reel that bait back in, and I swapped to what had been working all day as my favorite bait and the best bait all day, which was that Magic Crawl Red Sweet Beaver. And I rig it up. I go pitching it in the bed and had no reaction at all from the fish. It didn't want it at all. And so I even picked up a wacky rig. I skipped a wacky rig in on it. Probably fished a wacky rig for, I don't know, 5 or 6 minutes. And also never got a reaction out of the fish with a wacky rig. So then I went and tried a big swim bait. And I've only seen this done. I've never actually done it. Some of the people from out west do it a bunch. But tried a big glide bait. Got no reaction. But it did get a reaction out of me right here. Oh, holy piss. Look at that damn snake. Just scared the loving shit out of me. Oh, freak. Right here, I get the idea to try a shaky head, just a regular old shaky head. I had never tried it before, but what I noticed was the fish wasn't really reacting to anything on the bed. It wanted something off the bed. So you're gonna see me right here pitch the shaky head over on top of the bed. I pitch the worm on the bed, and you can see, you can't really tell, but I hop the bait over the bed right there. I'm hopping it over the bait, big hop. The fish gets it right here, and got her. Finally. Again, it's a really, really small fish, but I had a lot of fun. This fish actually took me 30 minutes to catch because all the different baits. She would not react to anything on the bed, which was really different for me. I'd never experienced that. But, you know, you learn something new every time you go. The two things that kind of took back from this trip was play around with colors, don't be hard-headed about it, and make sure the fish has got the bait before you swing, because otherwise you could mess up, hit the fish, and make it not bite again. Oh, and that is it for sight fishing video number 2. It was pretty cool. I had a lot of fun sight fishing. I'm probably not going to be able to do any more sight fishing in Alabama this year, but next week I'm headed to Lake Fork for 3 days fishing, and I hear that they're on bed. I'm really excited about it. It's actually going to be part of our bachelor trip for the wedding that we've got coming up. So next week we're going to be shooting some really cool, hopefully catch some giants. There's a lot of 10-pounders at Lake Fork. There's a lot of 10-pounders been caught recently at Lake Fork, and I really want to get into that 10-pounder club. So follow along next week, because that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to try to get those videos cranked out as soon as possible, but just want to say thank you to everyone for watching my videos. Please subscribe below. It really helps us out. Drop a comment on what you think I should fish with at Lake Fork. They're on bed, but I don't know a ton about bed fishing out in Texas. Anyhow, drop a comment below. What do you think I should bed fish with at Lake Fork in Texas for what could be the biggest fish of my life? And we'll see you guys next week.